Hello and welcome to Chapter 15 in Computers in Healthcare. We're going to talk about the role of the HIM professional in information systems. So we're going to start on 273, just talking about how health information management is an allied health profession that is responsible for ensuring the availability, accuracy, and protection of the clinical information that's needed to deliver healthcare services and to make appropriate healthcare-related decisions. So, with the advent of the electronic health record, the role of the HIM professional has changed. As the data they manage are digitized, health information managers are becoming increasingly involved in information systems, automated systems that use computer hardware and software to record, manipulate, store, recover, and disseminate data. Many HIM skills have transferred to this digital environment, including understanding the content of the health record, coding systems, documentation, and statistics. Other HIM skills have had to evolve, such as the management of databases rather than physical paper health record, or managing the data dictionary rather than creating a form. It's important for the HIM profession to position itself as the central player in the EHR, data analysis, health information exchange, and other roles created by the digitizing of health information. As the legal health record becomes more electronic, it is important that HIM professionals lead the transition to the EHR. The legal health record comprises the documents and data elements that a healthcare provider may include in response to legally permissible requests for patient information. If the HIM professional is not involved in this transition, issues related to retention, data quality, security, release of information, and other data management topics may be ignored or incorrectly implemented, thus increasing the risk of HIPAA violations, reimbursement denials, state licensing problems, lawsuits, and more. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the background for the program you're actually in and any other program that you want to go into as far as health information management and health informatics is concerned. So we're starting on the section labeled Health Information Management and Technology Competencies. Education is critical in preparing new and current HIM professionals for the roles found in the electronic environment. The Commission on Accreditation for Health Informatics and Information Management Education, which is CAHIM, is responsible for establishing the content that accredited master's, bachelor's, and associate's programs must teach their students. The entry-level competencies are updated periodically to remain current. These documents define the content that the accredited HIM programs must cover. Topic areas covered in both the associate level and bachelor's level in HIM curriculum include the following. And so we have a list here. So we are talking about health data structure, content and standards, information protection, which is access, disclosure, archival, privacy and security, healthcare privacy, confidentiality, legal issues and ethical issues, information and communication technologies, data, information and file structures, data storage and retrieval, informatics, analytics and data use, revenue management, compliance, and leadership. A recent study of HIM job postings found that many of the job postings focused on documentation, standards, data, health information technology, and analytics. Analytics is analyzing data and turning it into information and knowledge that can be used in decision making. And then we have just over on page 275, you can take a look, but figure 15.1 shows a word cloud of the top 100 terms used in the job postings. You see words like practice, regional, regulations, policies, assistant, patient, analysis, coordination. Of course, health and medical are both bolded and big. You have management, corporate, standards, documentation, group, internet, public, success, admissions, and so on. So there's lots of words there that you can just look through. The entry-level competencies are developed based on research that identifies what HIM professionals are currently doing in the field and what the profession is expected to do in the future. This research is conducted about every 5 years in order to keep up with the changes in the HIM profession, technology, and healthcare. Many of the CAHIM competencies required are technological in nature, whereas many others, although not technological themselves, are important for working with the EHR. For example, although reimbursement itself is not an information system topic, technology is valuable to coding, chargemaster, compliance, and other reimbursement-related functions. And so these next sections are going to address the skills that HIM professionals possess. We're going to talk about HIM reimagined, and then the HIM roles by employer type, and then HIM roles by function. So let's start on page 275 with skills required by HIM professionals. The HIM professional must have a broad range of skills in areas including data management, data analysis, system implementation, health data structure, documentation requirements, data quality, information system management, privacy and security, coding, and reimbursement. There are other professions that require some of the same skills an HIM professional holds, but there is no other profession that requires the same mix, depth, and breadth of these skills. Most, if not all of these skills, depend on technology in some way. Some of these skills involve the development or usage of information systems. Others rely on the output from the information system to provide the data needed to conduct analysis. Dropping down to that next paragraph, it is expected over the next 10 to 20 years that the HIM professional will continue to need skills in information systems, data analysis, security, and other information system related areas. The connection to information systems may not be obvious at first glance. For example, the clinical documentation skills are enhanced through the use of good screen design, a good data dictionary, edits, reminders, and alerts. Another example is problem-solving skills. If a problem occurs in the implementation of an information system, the HIM professional must be able to identify the root cause of the problem, identify options for resolving the problem, select an option, and take the necessary steps to resolve the problem. The information will continue to impact the educational programs across the country. Now, let's talk about the Registered Health Information Administrator and the Registered Health Information Technician certification exams. And so these exams are based on the same domains used by CAHIM. So, again, CAHIM is who gives us curriculum for the master's, bachelor's, and associate's programs. However, the exams, the certification exams, the RHIA and the RHIT, they're written by CCHIM, the Commission on Certification for Health Information and Information Management, or Health Information, that should be Health Informatics and Health Information Management. The independent body within AHIMA that establishes and grants professional certifications in health informatics and HIM professions. So the RHIA is for who graduates from an accredited bachelor's program in HIM, and the RHIT is for those who graduate from an accredited associate's level program. These exams are both entry-level certifications over the entire scope of HIM skills. With additional education and work experience, the HIM professional may earn specialty certifications, many of which are related to the content of this text. And so some of these specialty certifications are going to include the CHPS, which is Certified in Healthcare Privacy and Security, and it's an advanced certification that focuses, you guessed it, on privacy and security. Then you have the CHDA, the Certified in Health Data Analytics. The focus of the CHDA is statistics, data visualization, which is your graphs and charts, data collection, data analysis, and more. Then you have your CPHI. This is Certified Professional in Health Informatics. It covers information systems, database management, data analysis, and more. Then you have a CCS. This is one of the more common certifications that you'll see around here, especially if you're talking about a coder. But this is your Certified Coding Specialist certification. It's an advanced coding certification for both inpatient and outpatient coding. And then you have the CDEP, which is the Certified Documentation Improvement Professional. And its focuses on improving the documentation of the health record to improve patient care, decision-making, and more. And usually that one's going to be more towards your clinical documentation specialist arena. All right, so let's move on to roles by setting. we've got a few different roles that we're going to talk about here. But HIM professionals work in a number of different healthcare settings. We're going to talk about healthcare facilities, information system vendors, consulting firms, government agencies, standards developmental organizations, and educational facilities. All right, so moving over to 277, let's talk about healthcare facilities. In a healthcare facility, the HIM professional may be employed in the traditional HIM department in roles such as cancer registry, HIM director, and other supervisory and management staff, and coder. HIM professionals are also employed in other departments throughout the healthcare facility, such as Information Systems Department, Finance, Revenue Cycle Management, or Quality Improvement. HIM professionals are found in roles such as System Implementation, Privacy and Security Officer, Project Management, and more. Then we have our the slide list in IS department. But we're just going to go down through the book here. And it's actually calling IS department more along the lines of like vendors that may be working with information systems. So let's pick up with vendors on 277. HIM professionals work in many different types of vendor environments, such as HIM equipment and supplies and information systems. In the information system vendor environment, the HIM professional can be found in system development, customer service, system implementation, training, and other roles. In many of these roles, the HIM professional works with the hospital and other clients around the country to support the information system needs, such as help with project management, system selection, and system implementation. Many vendor roles require the HIM professional to travel and to telecommute when not traveling. Then we have our consulting firms. Consulting firms, we're going to get to our very last chapter in alternate care is going to be about, actually chapter 16, next to the last chapter, is going to be about consulting and HIM, so you'll learn a little bit more there. But many of the vendor roles mentioned in the vendor selection may also be found in consulting firms. The consultants are contracted by the healthcare facility to assist in various HIM roles such as interim management, coding, information systems training and implementation, and other projects the healthcare facility does not have time or expertise to handle alone. Then we have our government agencies. The role in government agencies will vary by the agency in which the HIM professional operates. Examples of government agencies where HIM professionals might work at the federal level include CMS, National Centers for Health Statistics, the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, and Veterans Administration. HIM professionals also frequently work at the state or local health department. Roles can be traditional HIM roles, such as director of the HIM department at the Veterans Administration Hospital, or may include non-traditional roles in agencies across local, state, and federal government levels, such as data collection, data analysis, standards development, monitoring compliance with regulations, public health agencies, and research. Then we have our standards development organizations. In standards development organizations, HIM professionals assist in the development, implementation, and testing of standards, educating the public, and ensuring that sound HIM principles are used. They can also participate in data modeling, data warehousing, development of a data dictionary, and data mapping. The HIM professional's input is important because of their knowledge of data quality, data collection, data content, and other related areas. Again, the HIM professional is a valuable part of this team because of the wide range of skills he or she possesses. And then we have our educational facilities. In colleges and universities, HIM educators play an important role in the future of HIM as they prepare students and established HIM professionals for the information system roles that they will encounter. Educators should have a professional experience in the HIM field and must continually educate themselves on changes in the profession in order to formally educate the student. Not only do HIM educators need to know about current HIM practices, but they also need to know about the learning styles and teaching strategies. The KHIM entry-level curricula provided a guidance for educators as they prepare students for the roles in HIM. Frequently, students decide on an HIM career path while earning their associate's or bachelor's degree in HIM. In order to reach their career goal, They may have to obtain more education and work their way into the role that they want. For example, an HIM graduate wants to work as a consultant assisting in the selection and implementation of information systems. The graduate should work in a healthcare facility with the information system, then gain experience with system selection and implementation at the healthcare facility prior to becoming a consultant. Another example is the role of educator. HIM professionals in colleges and universities must have the necessary education in order to teach. HIM educators should generally hold at least a degree higher than the level at which they are teaching. Thus, in an associate's degree level HIM program, the HIM educator should at least have a bachelor's degree. And that holds true for me and Ms. Vaughn. We both have bachelor's degrees in health information management. But if I wanted to go teach at a master's level program, then I would have to have at least a master's, if not a doctorate. But if I wanted to teach at the bachelor's level, then I would have to have a master's. So we're talking, again, one level higher than what you're planning to teach. All right, so we're going to move down to roles by function. And we're going to have some matching on your test for roles by function. We're going to talk about traditional HIM, and then we've got contemporary HIM. So you're going to match on your test the traditional HIM systems and job titles with their description, and then you're going to have a section of matching for your contemporary HIM system jobs and titles. So HIM professionals have been active in many information system roles for a number of years, although the variety of these roles is expanding with the evolution of technology and informatics. This section is going to discuss the traditional and contemporary jobs related to information for information professionals. All right, so let's just get right into this. So our systems analyst, they're going to identify the stakeholders of an information system as well as the functionality required of the system. Tasks are going to include data collection, data analysis, and developing data flow diagrams. System implementation, they're going to assist in many aspects of the process, such as system analysis, developing the request for proposal or the RFP, selecting systems, setting configurations, training, re-engineering, and other steps in the process. Your project manager, they're going to control the budget, staff, and other resources allocated to ensure that the goals of the system are met. System development is going to add value to the programming staff because they know the HIM functions and processes needed. They're not computer programmers, but they frequently help design the system that the programmers will create. For example, an HIM professional assisting in the development process would know that amendments to the EHR or other clinical system must be documented as such, and the original information must be retained and available only with specific access rights. Technical support are going to assist with the technical problems that are encountered with an information system. They identify the source of the problem and take steps necessary to resolve them. Then you have your information system trainer. They're responsible for the development and implementation of the training plan. And then you have your vendor sales team member. They talk to the HIM purchasers of information systems with an understanding of the daily HIM issues. So these are your traditional. Now we're going to move on to our contemporary titles. So our first one is going to be the CCIO, the Chief Clinical Informatics Officer. They work with your clinical providers, such as physicians and nurses, to lead them in the use of technology to improve quality of care, medical education, and healthcare research. The Director of Clinical Informatics is the leader in the implementation of the EHR as well as the post-implementation services. The director is a champion for the EHR and works with the implementation team to ensure that they have the resources needed. Then we have research and development scientists. They work to create new abilities in health information technology. These roles can be found in colleges and universities. The research and development scientists invent the technologies that are used in healthcare, such as telehealth applications. Then we have a mapping specialist. They create maps between systems such as vocabularies and classification systems. If you remember, we've talked about mapping ICD-9 to ICD-10. So think about that. That one's just kind of self-explanatory. Your mapping specialist creates maps between systems such as vocabularies and classification systems. All right, over on 280, we have the data integrity analyst that's responsible for ensuring the quality of the data in the HIM information system. Data integrity analyst must be able to apply data. I can't read today, I'm sorry. Data integrity analyst must be able to apply data and content standards to data collection and data storage. The clinical informatics coordinator requires knowledge of clinical information systems such as those described in Chapter 8. They are experts in the data retrieval needed by healthcare providers while conducting patient care. An informatics researcher is responsible for ensuring the availability of data needed. They also develop the data collection methods needed for various types of data. The data analyst applies his or her skills to manage, analyze, interpret, and transform health data into accurate, consistent, and timely information. The content analyst designs the clinical information system that will be implemented. Their work is directed by the needs of the users. The Chief Technology Officer assists in the development of the healthcare facility's strategic business plan in relation to information systems and technology. A Vice President of Information Technology will develop and implement a strategy for the healthcare facility that ensures that the healthcare facility has the technology needed to grow and improve. The strategy should ensure that the needs of the healthcare facility are met into the future. The Data Quality Manager works with physicians and other healthcare providers to assist them in the achievement of the healthcare facility's data quality goals as needed for coding and reimbursement, as well as general documentation throughout the healthcare facility. The Data Architect contributes to the development of the data models covered in Chapter 3. They're also involved in the information governance activities discussed in Chapter 13 and data management. And then we have our Chief Security Officer. They're responsible for protecting data from unauthorized access, alteration, and destruction. They're also responsible for developing and establishing a compliance program, monitoring state, federal, and local laws as well as proposed regulations, monitoring trends related to security, and updating policies. All right, so moving on to HIM Reimagined, or the HIMR initiative. So as we talked about, the role of the HIM professional is changing dramatically. The knowledge of what the future holds is important to ensure that skills of the HIM professional meet the need of employers. AHIMA has been researching the needs of the healthcare delivery system in order to identify what the future of HIM profession should be. In addition to the changes already discussed, the HIM profession must address changes in approaches to medicine, increased automations, and aging of the population. Failure to meet the needs of the healthcare delivery system may result in the HIM professional becoming obsolete. If the HIM profession does not address the changes, other professions will. And there's 3 areas that must be addressed. Number 1, the healthcare environment. There are significant changes in reimbursement, patient treatment, consumer informatics, and more. The HIM profession and HIM professionals must adapt to these changes to ensure that health information documentation, information systems, data collection and usage, and other skills and tools are available to meet the needs of the healthcare delivery system. Next, trends at colleges and universities. Education costs are escalating at the same time the state funding is decreasing. To address these changes, higher education is investigating new options as well as expanding others. In addition to traditional certificates and degrees, college and universities are expanding education options to apprenticeships, digital badges, e-portfolios, and more. And third, needs of the workforce. Many employers are looking for specific credentials and educations for their employees in order to reduce the training that the employee needs to become productive. Employers are expecting lifelong learning from their long-term employees in order to help ensure that employees continue to be productive in the evolving environment. Employers are also using apprenticeships to help new graduates bridge the gap between college and employment. Then we have the actual result of research into the future of HIM, which is the HIM Reimagined Vision, and it identifies 4 recommendations. First one, increase the number of AHIMA members holding graduate degrees. So they don't want you stopping at a bachelor's. There's going to be a push for higher education, getting that master's degree. Next, increasing the research related to HIM and health informatics. Third, increasing opportunities for specialization in HIM. And now this fourth one, they're actually not doing that one at this time. This book was published after they had already made this decision, but there will not at this time be a specialty credential. It's going to remain strictly just the RHIT credential. So we're going to skip that last section there. All right, so that covers this entire chapter, which it's not a very big chapter, but know for test, you are going to have the matching. You're going to match your traditional HIM and you're going to match your contemporary HIM. Know those different roles by settings. Know, what you're going to find back in your slides for your healthcare setting, which is going to be your traditional roles. In the IS department, finance, your vendors, they're going to work with system development, customer service, training, consulting firms, government agencies, standards development organizations, and your educational facilities. So be familiar with that. And again, read back through about KHIM, CCHIM, about the different credentials and certifications that AHIMA offers, and you'll be fine for this test. So happy reading and happy studying.